Alright, newsfeeder. What's up, guys? Your boy McKinley Crain here. Today, I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of Hawkeye Season 1, Episode 2. Now, let's get into it. So, I actually watched this episode whoa, on the day it came out. I watched it last Wednesday, along with Episode 1. I reviewed Episode 1 in a previous video, by the way, so if you want to go check that out, it's on my channel. Anyway, so Hawkeye Season 1, Episode 2 is a little bit better than Hawkeye Season 1, Episode 1. They're both perfect episodes, but I liked this episode a little bit better, just because it was just more fun, and it had a little bit more twist, a little bit more of those good twists and turns, if you know what I'm saying. In this episode, we get like a lot more of Hawkeye and Kate Bishop together. Working together, you know what I'm saying? Which leads to a lot of great character chemistry between them. They're great together. They're hilarious. And just awesome. And this episode is hilarious and awesome. It has a lot of hilarious and awesome moments. It has a lot of hilarious moments, like some really good comedy, some really well-written comedy, and it's cleverly written, too. And there's like, this episode kind of sets up like a murder mystery, if you know what I mean. Like an actual murder mystery, like a whodunit, which is awesome and makes the show even more gripping and entertaining and interesting. And this episode has a lot of great and just fun action scenes, and some impressive stunts, and use of weapons. I don't know if Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld can actually shoot as well as they do. I'm sure a lot of the arrows in this show are, especially when, like, you know, it's like a close-up, are just CGI, but, you know, they got to be doing some, they probably got to be doing some real shooting, like bow and arrow shooting, like, probably not with, like, actual arrows, sharp arrows, but they're probably like shooting prop arrows or something. I don't know when they film. I don't know. But back to what I was saying, this show has like a lot of great stunts and, you know, some really impressive fight scenes and action scenes and use of weapons, and it has a hilarious ending, in a good way, of course. Well, not like actually, I don't think I remember the ending scene, but, you know, like I can remember that there are a lot of hilarious scenes in, like, the ending, if you know what I'm saying. I can't remember if, like, the ending scene specifically is, you know, like, hilarious, but I can remember that, you know, there were a lot of, like, funny scenes in the last act of this episode. And it's a very fun episode. It can get a little bizarre at times and strangely creative in a good way. It's like a lot of the little mini plots in this episode, subplots, are like so creative, that like it makes you question like what was going through the writers' heads, in a good way, of course. Like there's this subplot about Hawkeye having to get his Ronin suit back from a dude at a Renaissance fair. So he spends some time in this episode at a Renaissance fair, and like, wow, I wasn't expecting that to be in this episode. And it just makes you think, like, how do they come up with this? How did the writers come up with this stuff for this episode? I mean, like, why? How could you just be sitting there and just being like, all right, so where should this guy who has Hawkeye's suit, be at? Where Hawkeye has to go and get him? Like, I don't know. Where? Okay, we gotta think of something. We gotta think of a place. Mall? No. Park? No. I got it. Renaissance fair. Like, it's just, I don't know if that's the way it went down, but wow, that's like bizarre in an awesome way. Anyway, I'm gonna give this episode a 100% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.